What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
All right. Hey, you know, why does SEO take so long? Now, if you don't know what SEO is, that's search engine optimization. This is an article from Chris Sparks from Search Engine Journal.
No relation.
No relation. But it was really good information. It kind of encapsulates a lot of what we go through as professional SEOs here in Indianapolis. We groom websites to be found at the top of Google without the paid environment. We do that with content. We do that with inbound links and validity. We do that with social media. But you know, a lot of times it's a question that a lot of business owners have been frustrated again and again by. It's a completely valid question, yet one that rarely gets answered is, why does it take so long? And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But here's the thing. Here's a nuts and bolts series of answers to the question of why search engine optimization can take so much time. And you'll see there's frequently time-consuming process. It's all about the assurance that your SEO dollars, the marketing dollars that you're spending, are well spent. Well, let's talk about this. Analyzing your competition takes more time than you think. Unless you're selling a product or a service that is less than a month or two old, you will have competitors who are already ranking well in the search engine result pages. Yep. We call those SERPs. You know, simply getting on equal ground with them is a task that can take some time. To tell the truth, even the best SEO analyst will need to take some time to find out where and what that ground actually is. You can tell them, I want to be here with this particular phrase, but there's a heck of a lot more to it. It's just not that trophy term. You got to look at the competitors, and they've spent close to a decade sometimes or more building their sites,
building that trust, building that authority.
That's right. And and on top of that, links to those websites. Stop that.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I guess it's my devices. Whoops. Stop that, Sparks. A thorough competitive analysis will take into account every link that leads to your competitors. And the results show up for those competitors that show up on the first few pages of results. They're ranking, and there's a reason why they're ranking. The link tools to be able to analyze what's out there for these domains, such as Majestic SEO, or this is a great one, Open Site Explorer. Those things are fantastic. They can be very helpful in understanding where that ground is. Search engine marketing competitive analysis tools can be used to help you assess even the level of competition in your domain. There's a lot of spy tools that you can use to be able to see where those competitors are actually ranking. Some neat things, just look online. SpyFu is a neat one that will actually do cool. An understanding of those different keywords that reflect the competitors. We like Keyword Spy as well as SEM Rush. It gives you a vantage point of who's competitive, how competitive they've been, if they're on the ascendance, if they're dropping in ranks, and it also gives you a viewpoint of the paid environment as well.
Gives you guys a good look too that if there's some available that are a lower competition that people might be able to attain quicker.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whenever you see, to your point, whenever you see large numbers on the first page of keywords or SEO traffic that are in the millions, you know that competition is going to be fierce. Yeah. In a lot of markets with entrenched competitors, that have been competing for a long time, a strategy of optimizing longer tail terms, 2, 3, 4 word phrases are there. That is a very good strategy to embrace because you can get entry point into the market at a much lesser degree of work, and you can start building that conversion of the people that are legitimate. They're looking for your services, but you don't have to go to the top of top of the phrase insurance. There's so much competition there. It's not going to be worth the investment of time to begin with, right?
Well, and the great thing about firms like yours is that you identify keywords that drive conversions, not just rank too. So yeah, you could rank number 1 for insurance and get millions of people to your site, but if they weren't shopping for insurance, if they were maybe just doing research or they're not customers.
If I want to insure my kittens with mittens, then I don't want to be at the top of insurance, right?
Yeah. So
have I overused that?
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
I've never heard of insurance for kittens.
Well, check on Pinterest. It's got to be there.
I've never seen kittens with mittens.
Really?
Never.
Really?
They're
Never.
adorable.
They're adorable. They really are. There's an entire following that's
Maybe
out there.
this is why I'm such a cranky guy. I have lived the true joy of life.
I'll share with you the kittens with mittens screensaver. It'll make your day.
It's Aaron dancing. With kittens in the background.
If you're just tuning in, you're probably wondering what in the world's happening right now.
We got derailed.
This is Edge of the Web Radio. We're talking about why search engine optimization takes so long sometimes for websites. Another direction that you have to go inside the methodology is building links from sites that have authority. Once you or your SEO provider develops the insights of strategy, the next step is to find common sites that your competitors use for backlinks. There are often from 5 to 100 different websites that all of your major competitors will use for rank boosting. Now, we also know that the whole game has changed inside of link acquisition and validation of a domain. So it's not the same as what it used to be. I mean, you do need to create a database for links that are pointing to the top 50 pages that rank for one of your keywords. You need to know how many each of those sites have from links as well as from what pages those links are on. That's a lot of granular data. And what we're talking about here...
That's a lot of hard work.
It really is.
So what you're saying basically is that in order to rank high on a website,
Yep.
you've got to have a history of authority.
Yep.
So site strategics, in order to rank for indie SEO, you guys had to be known for that. You had to have people mention you.
That's right.
With that. So there's a lot of websites out there that have mentioned site strategics.
Over the years,
And
absolutely.
specific to the term Indianapolis, specific to the term SEO, and that's why you guys have grown to the top. So
Correct.
in order for you to figure out why another client isn't ranking, you have to go back and you have to figure out that history with their competition, find all of that information out, and then try to reproduce that for
Right.
them, which may or may not be possible, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, if there's someone that's well known in town that is continuously in the press and they're doing a ton of marketing and spending a lot of money, you may not be able to capture that. So folks like you guys would have to go a different route
Yeah.
and say,
There-
what can we capture?
There's always alternatives.
Yeah.
And you make a very good point. Can it be feasibly done?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the gut check right there. Is if you're looking at all these tools and you do this analysis, can this be done for this budget?
And you should
That's
warn,
a lot of times what the argument gets down to.
I know you guys are friends to that industry a little bit more than I am, but you guys should explain too that there's a lot of bad players out there.
Oh.
There's a lot of people that will tell you, "Oh, that's BS. Don't listen to what Aaron said
Right.
on the radio.
Right.
We can have you ranking in 3 months."
Right.
You know what? They may be able to. And in month 4, you might get de-indexed by Google and you could lose, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue because
That's right.
now you can't get ranked because they did black hat SEO with you.
That's right, and that's a very good point there, Doug. Google rarely trusts speed.
Yeah.
In the light of these points we're talking about, it's important to understand that Google is wary of links that gain too much popularity too quickly. At one time, you could actually create hundreds of links literally overnight and reap those benefits. The benefits usually didn't last, but then you could do it again, and do it again, and until you either gained traction or got banned from Google completely. Yeah. Right? Well, these days, all it takes is a slight portion of unnatural-looking links heading your way in a short time period that literally put you in the penalty box for Google.
Yep.
So Google may not remove your site from its index entirely, but it may apply such a heavy penalty that you won't really even know the difference. Now, that doesn't mean that getting a lot of links all at once won't instantly sink your ship. In fact, getting hundreds of likes from links for a particular article that goes viral for Facebook, Twitter, or other social media is absolutely the recipe for success.
But they're going to want to check those sites and make sure that those sites are relevant and have authority and aren't filled with, the bad links to other sites and everything else. So you guys produce great content in combination with getting that earned link, and that's the recipe to success.
Well, I appreciate that, Doug. Here's some Edge Talk for you.
Edge Talk.
So, So why does SEO take so long? If you have a new site, you're being just outgunned by sites that have had decades to promote their site. You need to create a strategy. Don't go after high-volume trophy words. Finding authority links from competitors is one step. Now you have to go get them. It takes time to get those links. On top of everything else, Google does not trust speed, so don't game the system with a lot of links right away. It's a very easy way to get banned. Fine-tuning has to happen along the way. Things change. Remember, all the time.